Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk movies, television, and wrestling. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is the annual rankings of the top 25 WWE superstars in the 11 main roster divisions. But before we get into that, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Share them, leave a like, comment, let me know your thoughts on the divisions and your top superstars for that matter. And of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way. Let's get into it, shall we? So, as y'all know, this one usually goes pretty long. Apologies for getting this out much later than what it usually comes out at. We'll try to get it a little bit quicker on next month, maybe hopefully after the first Raw of 2026 is that we plan to get it out. It was just crazy with the holidays and Thanksgiving. My mom was here, and again, this is a pretty long record, so I just didn't want her to. I wanted to spend as much time with her as possible as she was here. I hope y'all understand. But with all that out of the way, let's get into it. So what we do first is that we will rank the 11 divisions in order and the contenders within those divisions as well. Then after that, we're going to go to the top 25, talk about the first 5 out within the top 25. Then we'll talk about 25 through 16, and then 15 through 6. And then after that, the top 5 itself. And then that is it. Then we're going to discuss about it in the comment section. So without further ado, let's make it do what it do. So the kickoff in 11th place is the Women's United States Championship. It's now going, it was 10 when we first started this because we started in October. Then we dropped it to 11. And it's just remained there. I mean, we dropping the contenders down from 5 to only 3 because it was always like picking at straws to really try to fill out 5 spots for every division. And even then, when we dropped it down to 3 for this division, it was still hard to rank up 3 spots. So as you can see, our champion is Chelsea Green. Number 1 contender is Julia, because surely we're going to do that again pretty shortly. Julia's the only one that's going after her for that title. Also, the Women's U.S. title is kind of taking a back seat in a lot of ways. Number 2, we're going to have Nikki Cross, just because, again, she was interested. I don't know if she's still interested at this point. I think there's a lot of fun that could happen with Nikki Cross and Chelsea Green for sure. And in the 3 spot, we got Zelina, who is no longer Vega. Just because, again, I had to fill out a spot. And that's crazy that you have 3 contenders and you still have to fill out a spot. But yeah, it's 11. Like I said, it's playing second fiddle to the Women's United, not the Women's United States. It is the Women's United States Championship. But it's playing second fiddle to the WWE Women's Championship on SmackDown, where Jade Cargill is kind of feuding with Chelsea Green in a lot of ways. So that title just has no thought into it whatsoever. And, we've heard the rumors that apparently WWE doesn't even care about the title whatsoever. And it's really apparent at this point with how low it continues to be. And there's the lack of stories that this title has. I like the people who hold it. I love Julia. I think she is very undervalued on the main roster. I'm a huge fan of Chelsea Green. She is the queen of making her minutes count. I think we could really utilize Nikki Cross in this division as well. Again, if everyone in the Y6 is going for gold, why can't she? Why is she just standing there to look all creepy? Again, there's a lot of fun that we could have with Chelsea Green with that Nikki Cross character. And Zelina, she was U.S. champion, but now she's with Aleister Black. But like I said, I need a 3rd spot to fill it out. In the number 10 spot is the other women's division on SmackDown, the WWE Women's title. Your champion is Jade Cargill. Number 1 contender is Michin. Number 2 is BFAB. And number 3 is Tiffany Stratton, even though she hasn't been on TV. I'm certain when she gets back, she will be inserted right back into the division and taking that over. So yeah, you saw the WWE Women's Championship last month. It was in the 9 spot, and it's dropping down. Continuing to drop down here. I don't think it's going to reach 11 because there is at least focus within the division. We just need to put in some more tender love and care into it. I don't know what the direction is with Michin and BFAB. If everyone is speculating that they're going to fall in line and kind of be Michin's henchmen, a la the Bloodline with the Usos, then there's some benefit into that as well. But these quick segments that we're having just backstage, like we were supposed to have a match between Jade Cargill and Michin, didn't even happen on SmackDown. It's just a lot of what are we doing with this? And again, it's kind of like just feuding with the Women's U.S. Championship as well. It's just, again, there's just not a really whole lot of focus when it comes to the women's division. As you can see here with the number 9 is the WWE Women's World title. Last month it was in the 6th spot, so it dropped 3 spots. Your champion is Stephanie Vaquer. Number 1 is Raquel Rodriguez. We do have a title match tonight on Monday Night Raw. Actually looking forward to that. I think those 2 characters really blend well with each other. 2, we got Liv Morgan because she was like, hey, I'm back, and so she's interested. And then 3, just to round it up, is Nikki Bella. That one wasn't pulling at straws. She was in contention for it, and she was part of that promo segment when they actually let Stephanie Becerra into the crowd to cut a promo. Again, when we do give this division focus, I think all the women really do bring it, and they there is value to it. I think Stephanie versus Nikki was fun for what it was at Survivor Series. It just had a really hard place on the card, and we did not give it a whole lot of time of focus on it. Again, this isn't a reflection of Stephanie as a champion. It's just the lack of focus that WWE seems to give our women's championships here. All right, in the number 8 spot, we got, again, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and this one had a huge fall from grace. Last month, it was ranked 4, and so therefore it drops 4 spots. Your champion is Maxine Dupree. Number 1 contender is Ivy Nile, because, again, we have that championship match tonight on Monday Night Raw, so therefore she gets locked into the number 1 contender spot, with number 2 being Becky Lynch and 3, AJ Lee. So, yeah, Ivy Nile's only number 1 contender just because she is getting the title match tonight. I actually really did like everything we did in November with the Women's IC title. Again, if I would have been able to get this video out on time when I was supposed to have it out, it probably would have been ranked higher, but I didn't want my data to be aged automatically. But yeah, ever since Maxine has won the title, great moment, and I'm loving what Becky's doing online with it. Again, if Ivy Nile doesn't have the title match, Becky Lynch goes into that number 1 contender spot for sure. But, you know, with Maxine, all we've done is those vignettes of her training, which is cool, and I like that. And I thought about putting Natalia in here as well, because we can fill up 5 spots if we can have if we have the volume, if we have the roster to do so, the depth of that division to do so, which you will see. One of these divisions does have 5 contenders in it. Then, you know, there was a conversation with that, but, you know, Natalia hasn't really been seen on TV. Like, yeah, she used to be on the vignettes, but she's not really gunning for that title, so we took her out of it. But yeah, this Women's Intercontinental had a great run for the whole summer, and just now, because, again, Maxine hasn't been featured on television as opposed to just vignettes, which is the reason why it drops down a couple notches. And with the contenders of Ivy Nile, Ivy has been on TV for months, and all of a sudden she's getting a title match? Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? Like, it's that easy to get it with that belt? That's the only reason why it drops down. And the number 7 spot, we have the Men's IC Championship. Again, if we get this out at November, it is probably ranked higher, but your champion is Dominic Mysterio. Last month, it was in the 5 spot, so it dropped a couple. Number 1 contender is John Cena, just because that was the last person that he faced. And again, he has no other contenders around. So these next 2, I was kind of digging at straws at, and I just remember a segment between Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio talking about, hey, I want to go for the IC title, which is why they filled out the 2 and the 3 spot. Not really much more to talk about here. Again, everything we did with Cena and Dominic was really good and really brought that title. Could have been contending for the top 4 for sure. But now that we are in December and Dominic has just kind of been in the background going, I just love my guys. There's been no real focus on that title. So therefore, which is why it drops all the way to the 7th spot. And number 6, a division that I originally had at 9, the World Tag Team Championships. Last month, they were in the 10th spot, so they go up 4 spots here. Your champions are AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Number 1 seed is the Usos, 2 is the New Day, and 3 is the War Raiders. I know the War Raiders had their match on Monday, but Usos and New Day are fighting it out tonight. Assuming whoever wins that does become the number 1 contenders for that. That will happen on that January 5th show on Netflix. And yeah, the Uso segment was really good. You can't have Jimmy and Jay not be at the top of your list that aren't champions due to the caliber of the tag team that the Usos are. There's a debate that they are the best tag team of all time. I'm certainly part of that conversation. New Day probably second, and, you know, ever since Xavier Woods has been cleared, they have been featured a lot more. There's just a little bit more life and depth into this division, but yeah, still have a long way to go when it comes to completely rehab it, but we are on the right way. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee have been delivering great quality matches. Their series with the Judgment Day, those 2, the fight with the New Day and the War Raiders has just been fun. And then, of course, what we did on Saturday Night's Main Event with Javon Evans and Leon Slater, just a blast, right? So That's why it moves up. It's just the quality matches are good. We just need to get those stories, get those more in depth. We'll get in promo segments. Again, we're putting the footwork in. We just need to keep it going. All right, and to the number 5 spot, we have the men's WWE Tag Team Championships. Last month, they were ranked 7, so they go up a couple spots here. Your champions are the Wyatt 6. Number 1 contenders is the MFTs because they are actively feuding. And then just to make up the numbers, we have Fraxium and DIY because DIY has been featured and they did have a match with each other. I know we had the Motor City Machine Guns for a little bit, but then they went away. Los Garza, they've actually gone away too. So they only get 3 spots here. Fraxium and DIY are feuding right now. It is non-title. MFTs and the Y6 are actually feuding. They're having some good promo battles with each other. I'm enjoying it. And again, this division is also ranked so high due to the history of the past months as well. There was a huge focus on it. I think the highest this one has been 4, or in all honesty, ever since we started doing the rankings, there has been a bunch of focus on it. Now we just need to keep that consistency going. Let's get some more tag teams involved too. Again, you can have stories without titles, right? And the Wyatts and MFTs, that's for the belts, that's fine. But with what we're doing with Fraxium and DIY, which is about respect and, don't be a jackass, I'm actually all for. All right, and the number 4 spot is the men's U.S. Championship division. This one is always more freeing because, again, we have the open challenges with that one, right? So the number 1, 2, and 3 contenders is just, making up the rankings of the storylines within it because, again, it is just an open challenge. Every match Ilya does is for that belt. So, yeah, it is 4. Last month it was 2 because of Sami Zayn, and now it's dropped a couple just because, again, it's been going on for a while. Still great quality matches, but yeah, it's dropped a little bit. But yeah, your champions is Ilya Dragunov. 1, we give it to Tommaso Ciampa because 1, he did have the title match on Friday, and 2, he's had the longest story when it comes to that U.S. title. Number 2, we have Carmelo Hayes. I think we are going to see a much more focus of him. Again, he's helping out Ilya Dragunov. Kind of hope we got a little shades of grays with him, and then rounding up the 3 is Tama Tonga just because he keeps looking at Ilya going, I want that belt, but yet he refuses to answer the open challenge. And number 3 is the Women's Tag Team Championship, and this is the division that has 5 contenders because this one does have the most depth. Last month it was ranked 8th, so it's gone up 5 spots. We gave it a lot of tender love and care, and I'm not talking about tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh man, I should have said TLC and not say, anyway. But yeah, our champions are the Kabuki Warriors. Number 1 contenders, we're going to give it to Rhea Io right now just because that seems to be the direction that they're going. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss in the 2 spot. Number 3 is the Judgment Day because they got the win over Bayley and Lyra. Number 4 is Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Again, they have a win. While 5, Bayley and Lyra. Again, a focus. They deserve to be featured within the rankings, but yet they don't have a win ever since we have made it known. Here's all the tag teams that we are going to focus on. So that's where it falls in within that. Again, this division, we really gave it a lot of life. Post-War Games, all these tag teams really going for the gold in a lot of ways. Those tag titles feel more important than the singles titles in a lot of ways due to the depth and the talent that is involved within this division. Maybe I want that Women's Tag Team Championship to be healthy. I want all the tag team divisions to be healthy. There's a lot of fun stuff that we could do with tag teams. But man, we probably do need to break some of these people off and put them in the singles division just, again, to add more depth to those world titles and even those mid-card titles as well. And second place, we put the World Heavyweight Championship. This division, to me, I thought probably wanted to shake from the 1 spot because last month there was 1 and has been 1 ever since we've started this. But again, it's just been one of those things where it's just teetering a little bit for me. I don't know if the loss of Punk for a couple weeks kind of hurt me a little bit, or just the loss of Seth also hurt too. But yeah, our champion is CM Punk. Number 1 contender is Braun Breaker. He is fighting Punk on that January 5th episode. 2 is Gunther, and 3 is LA Knight. Gunther, we put the 2 because he just retired John Cena. You got to have him up there for sure, and he can't be number 1 contender because Braun Breaker is actually fighting for that title. And 3 is LA Knight. There is a focus on him. We had the big angle with him on Monday. We'll see if he's even on the show tonight for sure. Again, to me, honestly, both of the world title divisions are kind of close within each other. I am kind of like whatever on both of the main title feuds, if you will. But again, I think they are pretty close, which is why number 1, we put the WWE Championship. Last month it was 3. It's gone up a couple. Your champion is Cody Rhodes. Number 1 contender is Drew McIntyre, 2 Damian Priest, 3 Aleister Black. And the only real true reason why it is number 1 is because of Cody Rhodes. I mean, that War Games match I was looking forward to, but it really wasn't until the promo Cody did on SmackDown after they cost Bronson Reed the match on the Last Time Is Now tournament that really got me amped up for it. Everything that he's doing with Drew to really justify please reinstate him, please reinstate him, please reinstate him. Really enjoyed that. He had the match with Oba up until that horrible finish was pretty good too. I mean, everything Cody has done is what elevates this up to the number 1 spot for me personally. While yes, to the World Heavyweight Championship division probably has more depth and more focus on other characters. Because yeah, it's the Damian Priest and Aleister Black feud was kind of on and off, if you will. And Drew McIntyre and Cody had just been going on for quite some time, so I wouldn't necessarily argue with you there. But I just love the work that Cody has done, and to me that warranted enough for me to give it all the way up to the number 1 spot within the 11 divisions. Now, with all that out of the way, so now we have the 11 rankings of the division. So now we are going to talk about the top 25 itself. But first, we will go into the first 5 out. So these are the people who will not be ranked within the top 25, but were very, very close to being within. So these are going to be in no particular order. So this isn't 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. This is just the first 5 that were very close to making it in. But did not qualify to get. So 1, Becky Lynch is one of them. 2, Rey Mysterio. 3, Nikki Bella. 4, Last Legend and Nia Jax. And 5, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And the only reason why they didn't really qualify is just due to the rules that we have when it comes to the divisions themselves, right? I mean, if it wasn't for, because the way the top 25 works is that, look, if you are a champion, you're automatically guaranteed a spot within the top 25, kind of like the college football playoff, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed 1 through 11. You are just guaranteed to be within the top 25. So you could be the Women's United States Champion, but you could be number 25, right? So if it wasn't for that rule and we were doing just the top 25 in general, then yeah, I think honestly 3, maybe 4 out of the 5 do make it into the top 25, because there are some of the champions on here that I just don't think are worthy of top 25. But due to our rules, we are guaranteeing them a spot in it because you do carry a title, so therefore you should be considered one of the top 25. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is the only reason why. Like, if there was to be a 26 or a 27, again, all of them really did a pretty good job. I love what we've done with the Nikki Bella heel turn. I've loved everything that we've been doing with Becky Lynch. Kind of an MVP kind of caliber year when it comes to 2025 for me personally. Rey Mysterio, ever since he's been back, has made Dominic more interesting again too. Lash and Nia, I think, is a very good pairing. I am so happy for Lash Legend. And then Bayley and Lyra, I love that. I love their camaraderie for sure. But, you know, again, it just wasn't meant to be. So with all that out of the way, let's get into it. 25 through 16, the first 10. In 25, we have Chelsea Green, the Women's United States Champion, and this is her debut on this list. 24 is Jade Cargill. 23, Aleister Black. 22, Fraxium. 21, Carmelo Hayes in his debut. Number 20, Damian Priest in his official debut within the top 25. He was been mentioned on the first 5 out, but first time being within the top 25. And 19, we have DIY in their debut. Number 18, the Usos as a debut as a tag team. They have been featured in singles. And number 17 is LA Knight. And number 16 is Stephanie Becker, the Women's World Champion. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of debuts here. We've had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5 official debuts within the top 25. We had a couple people drop, like an LA Knight, like a Stephanie Becker. The Usos, I mean, Jey Uso was number 1 last month as a solo act. I still think he's a very interesting character for sure. I don't see the Usos lasting that long together. As you can see, number 1 last month. Jimmy Uso, number 25 last month. Kind of that sandwich within them. But yeah, with it, due to the sandwiching of them, that's why they kind of land over here in the number 18 spot. And again, it's their first time really being a team again ever since they tagged up. I think they've only won, I think they're like 1-3 right now ever since they reformed. So that's why we put him down so low. So yeah, interesting bottom half here. Stephanie Vecchia, again, last month she was at number 11, and now she's dropping 5 spots simply because of the lack of focus when it comes to that division. All right, now on to number 15 through number 6. And number 15, we have the Judgment Day. Number 14, Maxine Dupree. Number 13, the MFTs. Number 12, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Number 11, the World Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Number 10 is the Wyatt Six. Number 9, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Number 8, Gunther. Number 7, Drew McIntyre. And number 6 is the Vision. The Vision, who is usually, they have yet to drop from the top 10, I believe. As you can see here, the previous month they were number 9, so they've gone up 3 spots. But when Seth was the champion, they were the number 1 seed for the longest time. So one of the more consistent faces within the top 10. Gunther making his debut because when we started this, he was out. I think it was post SummerSlam. No, it was October. Yeah, and he was still out during that time, I believe. So this is him making his first official debut on the top 25. We don't see him dropping anytime soon. Rhea and Io jumping up 14 spots, the biggest jump from anyone on this list previous month at 23. Y6 and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. The only reason the Y6 are ranked higher than them, because I do think AJ Styles and Dragon Lee have overall had the better month, but due to the divisions and how they are set up, Men's WWE Tag Team Championships is at 5, while the World Tag Team Championships is in the 6th spot. So therefore, within that, the Y6 take a little bit higher on that. Drew McIntyre, who was in the top 4, drops 3 spots over there. To me, this was like the easiest one to set up for sure. Honestly, the top 15 was like the easiest. Once we got to 16, that's when it started to become pretty hard to place on where everyone was going to go. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the top 5 with 4 champions left to go. So, at number 5, we have Ilya Dragunov, who was at the previous month. He was at number 6, so he's gone up 1 here. Again, the U.S. Open Challenge should be great. It's one of the most consistent things on SmackDown. A lot of people argue it's the only good thing that happens on SmackDown. But yeah, great matches, and I am enjoying the storylines that we're having with Tommaso Ciampa. Let's get to the Tama Tonga stuff, and I want to continue to flirt with these shades of gray that Carmelo Hayes has been having. And number 4, we have the Kabuki Warriors. Like I said, if your division has the most depth, again, the only one out of the 11 to have 5 contenders, and you're at the top of it, damn straight you deserve to be within the top 4 of the top 25. And I've loved everything that Asuka has done. I like the whole Kairi thing and how ruthless and evil she is. I like how Kairi has kind of just, she was having these issues, but now she's fully embraced being the bad guy. They complement each other so well. And again, the reason why this division is so healthy is due to them. Asuka, again, is a contender for Women's Superstar of the Year. Absolutely. And so therefore, yes, they deserve to be number 4. They also had a pretty big jump. Last month, they were number 12. This one, they are number 8. At number 3, we have CM Punk. Previous month, he was at 3, so therefore there was no change. This was when the title was vacant too, so that's why he's at the 3 spot there. Again, hasn't seen much of a difference. I am happy he is World Heavyweight Champion. I'm a huge CM Punk fan, but yeah, he's just number 3 because number 2 is Cody Rhodes. What? The WWE Champion. Previous month, he was number 2 as well. And so, yeah, usually what the rule is that a champion cannot be ranked under their contenders, right? So I made a exception to this list simply because of what he has done this year and that he was saying goodbye. And I think he did a great job in 2025. I know a lot of people think we failed the farewell tour. I think we did a good job with it. I personally enjoyed everything we've done, including the heel turn and the heel run. Number 1 for this month is John Cena. And again, I made an exception to that. Like I said, usually John Cena will not be ranked higher than Dominic Mysterio because your champion deserves to be ranked higher than you. That's why, we don't have a Julia on this list. That's why we don't have a Nikki Cross or a Zelina or a Michin or a BFAB because, again, only 25 spots. The 11 champions make it. And if Chelsea Green's 25 and Jay Cargill is 24, then that disqualifies the rest of them. And again, normally, if Dominic Mysterio, who's in the Judgment Day, is, and also groups are merged together, if there are at, where was Judgment Day again? They're at number 15, then John Cena has to be 16 or lower. But just due to the year alone, and again, any way that I can say thank you, I don't think he's going to watch this video. But yeah, I think he went out with a bang. I think this was a great period-ending note for him. I actually really like the finish of the final match as well with Gunther. So therefore, to me, John Cena is number 1 out of the top 25 when it comes to this month and for this year overall. So yeah, let me know y'all thoughts of it down in the comment section. Let me know what I got right. Let me know what I got wrong. Challenge me on any of the rules that I established for myself. Leave a like if you made this far within a video. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to give you. Also, squeeze every opportunity that you can. Until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.